Hey guys, it's Tuesday, which means I got a video to publish today and I'm out of content. I'm actually at the Chicago airport on the way to film something cool, so stay tuned for that video. But in the meantime, you know, I've been shooting videos week in and week out that go on my Instagram stories and they disappear in 24 hours. So I thought I'd do something cool. I'm gonna take the last, I don't know, 2 weeks or so of my Instagram stories, compile them into today's video, and see what you think. Happy Sunday morning, y'all. Out at the ranch this weekend for my 9-year-old's birthday. A couple builder buddies came with me. There's Luke Mesger packing up right there. My father-in-law built this kind of barn dominium for the tractor and a spot to pull in the trucks here at the ranch. And it's interesting that even on a night that was pretty mild last night, we had condensation on this roof, and you can see the dripping right here on that roof. But on the side of the barn dominium that's conditioned, over here we've conditioned it with closed cell foam. We got a little mini split in there. Look at all the condensation that's running off that roof. That's kind of interesting. And it looks like it's happening to me more than just when we are here, because look at that. We've got algae growing on the bottom there and a lot of condensation because it was probably colder in here. We were running the air conditioning. Looks like we need to add a gutter up there. I always love to see what's happening with the water, because it tells you about your buildings. The outside, I figure y'all probably want a quick tour of the inside. It's kind of fun. It's basically a Mueller steel building with one big open space. We got a full bathroom down here. There's a water heater in that closet. Vaulted ceilings, just a single mini split head. I don't know what the square footage is in here. Probably 700-800, something like that. A little kitchen space. Couple deer heads on the wall, one little kitchen space, slab on grade, and with that mini split head, it stays nice and comfortable in here. We got 2 inches of closed cell foam and just a couple windows, so it's a nice little space. All right, y'all, have a great Sunday. Talk to you later. Morning, Instagram. Looks to me like I'm at a job site where they're doing some fluid applied, but actually I'm at a giant warehouse. And this contraption right here is about to simulate a hurricane. Stay tuned for more stories today. We're gonna be checking out some really cool stuff here at the Proseco Labs. I'm in Kansas today, shooting a video on how all their fluid applied products can help your houses survive a hurricane and not fail until the structure fails. It's gonna be a fun day. Hey guys, this is kind of cool. Sister company to the Proseco guys, Build Smart. They've got a system for wall panels, which is kind of a modified SIPs that I've never seen before. So check it out. They're framing with all LSL studs, and the inside framing cavity is open, you know, 2x6 construction, kind of standard looking. But check this out. They've got the SIPs on the outside. So this is about 6 inches or so of EPS foam, probably an R35 or R40 wall assembly. They're using the Huber zip system for sheathing on the outside. There's also sheathing here, and they've, just like a SIPs manufacturer, they've glued it here and here, but there's no fasteners attaching, just like SIPs. And then they've got this big rough opening here for the windows that they've fast flashed in, and they're actually gonna set the windows at the factory here. How cool is that? Okay, so check out this mock-up now of Build Smart. This one has the windows in, and they actually ship the windows in. Their current partner is Alpin. And here you can see all the corners, all the details are done with the Proseco system. But this is cool too. They've got a foundation system that goes with it. So you can do an insulated slab, and these components are actually coming from Build Smart. And there's your concrete slab mocked up here. So your framing is sitting, the structural is sitting on that. And then the foam is gonna match up, and they've put just basically an EFIS system, a stow guard, let's say, or a stow finish on the outside there to protect that foam. This is a borate treated foam, and then the insulation is all stacked up as well, so you could be fully insulated from the foundation all the way up. Pretty interesting system. Never seen anything like this before. Okay, so this code that's on this panel here has a QR code, and what's on that QR code, if you scan it, is all the QA results for this particular panel. So for instance, this structural sheathing here that's nailed with a specific nailing pattern, once you hit that QR code, you can actually see a picture, an image of this wall, so you can see exactly what the nailing pattern is before the foam goes on. They've also cored out in several places, both in the front and on the back,
so they can see to make sure that the foam and everything is adhered, because when you put your siding on the front of this, you're actually just going to be attaching your siding to the zip system. In other words, you're not going to have a screw all the way through the panel back to the framing. It's just going to attach here, and this can handle all that load. What a neat system. And they're going to, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to factory install those windows. BuildSmart NA is the website. Last thing on this BuildSmart system, buildsmartna.com is a website. They're really mainly geared towards multifamily and bigger projects. They're not really geared for single family residential, but I wanted to show you the stats on this Alpen window. Check out that U factor there. This is a triple glaze U factor of 0.19, so it's like an R5 window. And of course you can tune the SHGC depending on your climate zone. In my climate zone, I'm looking for a real low SHGC, but you actually might want some heat gain if you're in a northern climate. Really cool factory. Bright in here, being framed indoors. No environmental issues, no rain. Not like the typical framing you see on normal job sites where we've got all the weather conditions. That's a pretty cool system. Gotta say, I'm very impressed by what these guys are doing here. Look what the mailman brought today. Brand new Windsor One catalog. Really like their catalogs. These guys do a really nice job of giving really good details in their catalogs. And they also have some specific catalogs like if you're building a craftsman style house with some nice details, and this really nice farmhouse style one with some great images in here of farmhouse style homes, the different products they used in there, all the profiles. Nice job, Windsor One. I like this. Hey guys, good morning. Guess who I'm hanging out with? Adrian, my Delta rep. He's into Texas from LA, right?
Right.
And we're having some fun. They've got a really cool conference tomorrow here at the JJ Pickle Center, and Adrian has spent the last day or two making sure the mock-ups look good. So if you're in Austin, come to that. But check this out. We looked at a few of their newer products. Let me show you those. Okay, so you've seen me use Delta Vent SA a bunch over the years, but they've got a newer version called Delta Stratus, which has a longer UV exposure time. And you've seen me use Delta Facade. Now they have a Delta Facade SA, meaning you've got that long UV stability. You can do an open joint cladding with this, up to 50% open now, and you've got that self-sticky. But check this out too. I was just visiting these guys in Kansas not long ago, Proseco. Now they've got a tech letter from the head office saying if you want to use Fast Flash on your window openings, you can use that with all the Delta products, and they'll still warranty the Delta products, and Proseco will warrant that. So those products will work together. Pretty cool. Nothing like some rainy, humid weather here in Austin, Texas. We're just finishing up this house, and here's something I've learned a couple years ago that's made a huge difference, is temporary conditioning. That's a 5-ton heat pump unit that we've got a giant duct coming in and a giant return back to the unit. So we can just about condition this entire house temporarily during construction with both AC and heat. But a big factor these days, and with this kind of weather, is dehumidification. So I'll show you on the inside in a minute the other dehum we have going in there as well. Okay guys, here's a mistake I see often. If you're building a Santa Barbara style house like this one, or a Spanish colonial, look at this kind of cool wing wall detail the house has. Shiflet Group Architects designed this. I see that framed often, framed out of wood, and then people trying to waterproof that. That is a really bad idea. What we've done here is I had my mason erect a cinder block wall, and you notice the rest of the house stucco is totally complete. My waterproofing is complete, my stucco is complete. Then we erected this wall on a separate footing, tied back to the main footing on the house. We cinder blocked it, and then we're putting the lath up, and we're gonna treat that with a stucco treatment so that I never have to worry about rot and that thing going away. I see a lot of houses built in the 70s and 80s with this detail, and they're falling apart 20, 30 years later. This is the way to do it and make sure that it lasts. Here's a great tip for you. Look at this door. It looks like a typical construction dunnage style door. We've already got finished drywall in this garage. Sweet fixtures, by the way. But
what this door is doing is allowing us to have the inner door, which will be the final door, in place, but we're not worried about cords going through. That door is well protected. We've just got it anchored in place so no one's using it. But this door is actually going to keep the air conditioning in place. That was a genius idea by our project manager on this job. All right, guys, what'd you think? That's really like the last 2 weeks or so of my Instagram stories. Follow me there if you want to see those live, but I'm curious, would you want to see this content on a regular basis? Maybe a third video during the week, or maybe even a whole nother YouTube channel that just has my stories? I think there's some good behind the scenes there. There's some interesting stuff. Hopefully it's helpful and not just my family life or my kids' baseball games. Anyways, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Even on a Tuesday when I'm light, I'll have something out for you. See you next time on The Build Show.